Welcome to Karen's place, the space she uses to innovate. She'll make sure you're left thinking, I could do the same thing. Karen says, just do it. There ain't nothing to it. Just do it.
Welcome back to another deep dive with Karen Eastland's Creative Journal using Notebook LM.
It's week 6 of 2025.
And
She's been busy.
she really has.
For those of you new to Karen's channel, she's an academic, lyricist, and mixed media artist.
Oh, and she has a Master of Letters.
Yeah, an MLit.
Which she finished back in 2019.
And her weekly Creative Journal podcast uses AI hosts to document her work with the newest AI she can find.
So this week is 1 week with Zeek.
It really highlights Karen's commitment to pushing the boundaries with AI and art.
She really is on a mission to discover what happens when human creativity meets cutting-edge AI.
This week, that partner is DeepSeek, or Zeek, as Karen calls it.
And this week, we're going to be focusing on songwriting.
Now, Karen has a specific process she follows. She
Yeah.
usually uses ChatGPT Sol for help with lyrics.
Okay.
But this week, it's all Zeek. And to refine the sound of her music, she uses Suno V4.
So it's like she's assembling this whole AI team of specialists, each with their own unique skills.
And for visuals, like her album covers, she uses Ideogram and sometimes Google FX.
Okay, so she's got her AI collaborators.
Right.
What is she working on this week?
Well, it all begins with this short story that Karen wrote called Lake of Tears.
Mm-hmm.
It's really emotional and vivid, you know, with imagery like salty lake of tears and caves of memories.
Wow.
And Karen uses this story as the foundation for songs that she'll be co-creating with Zeek.
So the story's like a prompt for the AI.
Exactly.
Interesting.
Especially to see how Zeek, as a new AI, interprets this emotional landscape and translates it into music, because Zeek is rapidly evolving.
Now, the first song they created is Clawing from the Deep.
Uh-huh.
And Zeek wrote the entire song based on Karen's story.
Wow.
It's an exploration of female empowerment, and the raw, unedited lyrics are in Karen's journal.
And it's amazing how Zeek captures the rawness of the story.
Yeah.
Like there's one line that says, black storm rising, rain like knives, thunder cracks the hollow skies.
Wow, it's like Zeek is channeling the storm.
It really is.
So Zeek writes the lyrics, and then Karen comes in to refine them and work with the AI to find the right sound.
Yeah, it's a back and forth.
Yeah.
You know, they're shaping it into something unique.
Now, the second song that came from this is Breaking the Surface.
Okay.
And again, Zeek wrote the lyrics based on Lake of Tears.
Hmm.
What I find interesting is how the AI maintains a consistent theme throughout these different songs.
It is interesting.
It's like they're different chapters in the same book.
I like that.
There's one line in Breaking the Surface that really stands out to me. You've carried this burden for far too long. It's time to let go. It's time to be strong.
Wow. It's like so much emotional depth is coming from an AI.
It really makes you think about the nature of creativity.
It does. Is it mimicking patterns or is it something more?
That is the million-dollar question, isn't it?
It is.
But before we get too philosophical, let's talk about the third song, Rising from the Ashes.
Yeah, the final piece of the Lake of Tears trilogy.
It seemed like they found a lot of inspiration in that story.
Yeah, exploring it from every angle.
And this song takes on a more nuanced perspective. It's less about the struggle and more about the growth that follows.
Right.
There's a line in the song that captures it perfectly. The storm is over, the skies are clear, but the echoes of pain still linger near. A phoenix rising from the ashes I soar, the scars remind me, but they hurt no more.
Wow.
Gives me chills.
Amazing.
But even with all of this amazing creative power, Karen mentions that Zeek does have some limitations.
Oh, like what?
Well, Karen tried to have Zeek write YouTube descriptions,
Huh?
but she kept getting an error message.
Oh, interesting.
It seems like its compute power wasn't enough to handle it.
Compute power, for listeners who might not know, basically refers to the AI's processing capabilities.
Like how much brain power a computer has.
Exactly.
The more it has, the more complex the tasks it can do.
And it seems like YouTube descriptions need a different kind of processing than songwriting.
It's a good reminder that even the most advanced AI has limitations.
Yeah, it does.
But Zeek's creative output this week has been pretty amazing.
3 songs, all inspired by the same story,
Yeah.
exploring different sides of its emotional depth.
What stands out to you most about Karen's process or Zeek's capabilities?
The sheer volume of creative output.
Yeah.
in such a short time.
Yeah,
It really shows the potential of AI as a creative catalyst.
I agree. It's like Karen and Zeke have tapped into this synergy,
Definitely.
feeding off each other's creative energy.
Definitely. This week really is a culmination of Karen's exploration of AI and art.
It is. She's been on this journey for a while now.
Yeah, remember she started her YouTube channel last year, At My Writerly Self, to document all of it.
Right. This is just the latest chapter.
And she's not just limiting herself to music.
Yeah.
She mentions using AI for video editing and even creating those humorous podcast episodes.
Oh, yeah. The ones with Larry and Louise.
Yeah.
With the text on screen.
Yeah, it's a nod to her cats.
It's fun.
It is. Speaking of collaborations, remember those AI bands we talked about? Cassidy and The Castoffs.
The grunge rock metal band.
Right, and Wrecked and Ready.
The metal band.
Karen creates music for AI bands.
Wait, she makes music for entire AI bands.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It really is. She writes the lyrics, uses AI to refine the sound, and designs the album covers.
So she's really hands-on in the process.
She is. It's a true partnership, blending her creativity with the AI.
So it's not just AI making whatever it wants.
No, she has the vision. The AI helps her execute it.
And this week's creations with Zeek, the songs from Lake of Tears, are going to be on Cassidy and the Castoffs Revolution album.
It's amazing how she connects everything together.
It is. It's like she's creating this huge tapestry of AI art.
Yeah.
What do you think would be possible if any of us could work with an AI like Zeek?
It makes you think about the future of creativity.
Yeah. Is AI going to become the main creator?
So, or is it just going to be a tool?
The big question.
It is.
I think Karen's work gives a pretty good answer. She's not replacing her creativity with AI. She's adding to it.
It's like a partnership.
Exactly.
Both sides contribute.
And it really pushes back on the fear that AI will replace artists,
It does. It could actually be a catalyst.
pushing us to explore new ideas and create art that we couldn't without it.
It's really inspiring to see Karen embrace these possibilities.
She really is a pioneer.
Speaking of the future, Karen mentions in her journal that she's preparing to release a new album with songs like Destiny Burns Deep, Ruby Rose, and Starfire Soul.
Oh, wow.
Summer coming out soon. Her creative output is amazing.
It is. I feel like we'll have a lot more to talk about in future deep dives.
Absolutely. Who knows what she'll come up with next?
This deep dive has been amazing.
We've seen her process, heard the raw AI, and explored this whole idea of humans and machines working together.
We've just scratched the surface.
Karen's journey shows how creativity is changing in this age of AI.
Before we wrap this part up, we want to connect this to you, the listener.
What resonates with you about Karen's approach?
Is it the collaboration
The experimentation.
or the sheer amount she creates?
And how can you apply these ideas to your own creative work?
Whether you're a musician, a writer,
Or just like to dabble with this.
Karen's journey has some good lessons in using new tools and pushing boundaries.
Don't be afraid to experiment, collaborate, and see where your imagination takes you.
The future of art is being shaped right now. You can be a part of it.
Now on to the final part of our deep dive.
Let's uncover even more about Karen's week with Zeek.
Karen doesn't just stick with one AI tool, though.
No, she doesn't.
She's always looking for new ones.
Right.
In her journal, she mentions experimenting with Night Cafe, Kling AI, Kriya AI.
She's putting them through their paces.
She really is.
It's like she's a tech-savvy artist with this huge toolbox of AI brushes.
And speaking of tools for specific tasks, she mentions that Kling AI seemed good for making music videos at first, but it wasn't really what she needed long term.
Interesting.
She had a similar experience with Kriya AI.
Okay.
It could make some visual elements, but it was mostly focused on still images, and that's not what Karen needed at the time.
So then she found Ideogram, which she uses all the time now, to make album covers,
Right, and she points out how good it is with incorporating text.
which other AIs weren't so good at.
Exactly.
It's really interesting how she figures out what each tool is good at and then uses them in her work.
She's really curating her AI partners.
And even though she uses Ideogram the most for album art, she also mentions Google Labs and their ImageFX feature.
Uh-huh.
She likes that Google's images are more realistic,
It fits with her AI bands.
especially Wrecked and Ready and Cassidy and The Castoffs.
It seems like she's always on the lookout for new and interesting ways to improve what she makes.
She is. She even mentioned being on the wait list for Google's Video FX,
Oh, cool.
which makes me think she's already figuring out how to use it to make her videos even better.
Karen is really leading the way in this new world of AI art.
It's inspiring to see how much she's willing to try new things, learn, and adapt.
I think the most exciting thing is that this shows how AI can make creativity open to everyone.
You don't need to be a tech expert or a musical genius to use it.
Exactly.
It opens up so many possibilities for anyone who's creative and wants to explore.
Who knows, maybe one day we'll all be making art with AI that's both personal and groundbreaking.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into Karen Eastland's world, we want you to think about this.
What would you create if you had the same AI tools that Karen uses?
Don't let anything hold you back. Embrace the possibilities, try new things, and see where your imagination takes you.
The future of art is happening now, and you can be a part of it.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for stopping in. Karen will be here again next week to make new friends and share